Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Adorable Deplorables. That was us just messing around with a couple of the different hot buttons that we have
Jeremiah's
here on the
very expensive
computer.
equipment.
Yes.
Oh man. So yeah, we were supposed to do.
Yeah. So
We were supposed to do the show this morning. Matt was running late, so we decided to just do it now. Excuse me. And so we're here.
and we may have a couple guests that we know, personal friends of ours, hop onto the show if they arrive. No promises. We don't know for sure, but
If they ever learn to respond back in time, but
if they ever learn to respect us.
to respect our
Man, that's deep.
respect.
Anyway,
our
so
gender. All right, so it is the day after the trial, the
Yes.
Senate trial. So Matt, how are you feeling about it?
I really can't say it over. I can't censor it because I want to say how much of BS the whole thing was from the
Right.
beginning.
Yeah.
I think that it wasted taxpayer dollars. This has actually been going on. Let's not, there were 3 separate attempts to actually really impeach the president. There was everything that happened with Comey. There was the Mueller report, and then there was this. And none of it panned out. And this is and I love the little extra little when you're like try to get whether it's I don't know, the very last bit of orange juice out of the bottle, and you're trying to put it in the glass, and you're shaking you're shaking the bottle a little bit, trying to get it in the cup. That was the Democrats' last little thing for Mitt Romney to for him to say, I'm not gonna vote I'm gonna vote for him to be impeached. That was like that last little spark that they tried to get, but it didn't work out for him as expected, and we all knew that this was just a giant hoax, a witch hunt.
So
We all knew it.
right. I'm glad I brought Mitt Romney because
Can I have one of those? Man?
sharing gum up here. So the one thing that bothers me about Mitt Romney is that, and I don't know if John Smith came down from the heavens above because he's Mormon.
Joseph.
Joe, whatever.
I think it's either John or Joseph.
One of them. I don't know. Mormons are weird. So Mitt Romney earlier in the day stated that he was going to vote to what was it? He was going to vote to convict the president, right? Yeah, he was going to move to vote to convict the president during the Senate trial, and then during the trial, Mitt Romney goes back on that and votes not guilty on both articles of impeachment, 1 and 2. So Mitt Romney really just made a fool of himself, Matt. He's a moron. They're going to get rid of him. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they're going to disassociate themselves.
Or disassociate
from
with him. But I think,
and that's the and that's the thing here. The state of Utah is very conservative, as is.
extremely Mormon.
The Mormon faith, the Mormon faith is very conservative, as is. So when you have someone like him trying to base his judgment, base his decision to vote to impeach the president on his faith in God, that's got to anger his voters. That's got to anger his base in Utah. And that's got to actually help the Democrats in Utah.
Right.
What do you think?
That it's going to help the Democrats in Utah?
Yeah, because it's going to make people think, okay, this guy, at least maybe not the Democrats in Utah, but get a different Republican candidate
It's going to
on the ballot.
Oh, no. Well, out of the way, all roads lead to Romney being kicked out of Utah. I generally believe that no matter what happens. Especially now. And Romney's always been, and I want to get into this on the show, is the establishment politicians, and that goes for both Republicans and Democrats. There's establishment politicians on both. That's basically the status quo. Romney's been a status quo politician for a very long time. Same thing with Paul Ryan, good old Yeb. Bush.
Yeah.
I'd even go as far as say Marco Rubio.
Absolutely.
These are these establishment politicians who keep abusing the system. They're corrupt just as much as establishment Democrats. Hillary Clinton, her creepy husband Bill, even creepier Joe Biden. These are all establishment politicians who go through the same thing over and over and over again, don't make any changes, and they keep being corrupt, keep doing scandal after scandal. They don't care about the American people. They can give two craps about us, really.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So one thing, pretty much the main thing now, Trump got acquitted on both articles of impeachment. And that was...
I'm still your president.
Yep. And I never really talked to you about this, but like our different Trump voices, mine's kind of like, someone told me one time, and they're like, you sound more like Alec Baldwin trying to do it. And you sound like a very like feminine.
I'm also kind of sick, so.
Yeah, well, I am too.
Yeah, well.
There's no excuses. You should always do my voice well, okay? Whatever you try to do by voice, you have to put the hands up in the air, okay? And I mean, you just got to try to do it like that.
Well,
but what I want to talk about was Pelosi. Now, let's go back to the State of the Union. So, now, a night before this,
I got something great for the State of the Union.
The president held his State of the Union address, and in his State of the Union, he mentioned a lot of achievements.
Right.
A Medal of Freedom to Rush Limbaugh, who's battling stage 4 terminally
lung cancer. I think it's
terminal lung cancer, which is horrible. He's been a very great conservative talk show host,
a fantastic human being overall,
fantastic man for a very long period of time. And he mentioned a lot of different people with many awards. He awarded a scholarship. He brought a gentleman back from war to see his family and surprised the family with him being back. And he did a lot of great things like that. He talked about the administration and the accomplishments that they've had over the course of 3 years so far. 3.5 years.
Right.
Not even a half yet.
So
go ahead. At the end of it, the greatest thing, Nancy Pelosi, go ahead, Mike, ripped up the speech.
Rips the speech in the most classless way possible. Mm-hmm. And first of all, what's funny is that all these liberals are saying that, oh, she's so powerful for doing this. Oh, the courage. So that's a felony offense, and she actually just got charged. What was it? Fined, I think $40,000 for this. It's an obstruction of congressional record. What she did was an offense. You can't do that. On top of the fact that you're ripping up a piece of history, on top of that, you're also ripping up every story that Trump told, every award given, every person that was there being honored. She ripped that up, including one of the last few Tuskegee Airmen who was promoted to Brigadier General that night. He was being honored for his heroic bravery. And by the way, the Tuskegee Airmen was they were an air corps of black Americans during World War II. And I think they flew, 408 missions throughout the course of World War II. Just great people. I mean, fantastic human beings. So
great story.
Great, amazing story. It's absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I think Eleanor Roosevelt, she flew alongside them on one mission. It was just really nice, a beautiful, touching story. They're a great group of people. And he was being honored. I'm going to look up his name here in a second because I need a little refresher. But when Pelosi ripped that speech, she was ripping up the story about the Tuskegee Airmen. She's ripping up the story about that family, where they brought back their husband from overseas there was the story about that man. Again, I'm going to look up all the names here in a little bit.
A little girl who survived premature birth. Under 1 pound. She was less than a pound, and she survived. I think her name was Ellie at St. Jude.
Yeah.
And there was that. There was a little underprivileged girl. This African-American girl. She ended up getting Well, now we got to open the door.
Open the door.
She ended up getting a full scholarship to a school of her choice.
Okay, sorry about that.
As Mike gets ordering lunch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but also you can't leave out the fact that the brother of the victim who was killed by an illegal immigrant. You remember that? So yeah, Nancy Pelosi ripped up all these people's stories, and it's not about just hating Donald Trump. You can hate him all you want, but these are the average day Americans who work to live, do the 9 to 5 every day, you know, the usual. She ripped up these people's stories, and she's so extremely classless. And, you know, her dentures were popping out all night. She was clearly drunk. I noticed someone brought up to me, it was Mike Pence was sitting there with just a single glass of water, and Nancy Pelosi had like this whole entire like water here. She had some sort of tonic there. She had some sort of pills there. She was doped up on something, dentures falling out, eyes bugging out. I'm not surprised. She's insane. But yeah, it was definitely extremely classless what she did, ripping up that speech.
Hillary 2.0.
Hillary 2.0. It was definitely made me angry to see that. But we don't have a huge organization right now. But the one thing I wanted to talk about first, is we didn't bring this up last week, is that our good old friends across the sea in Britain succeeded in finally leaving the deteriorating EU, the European Union. So congratulations to the British people, Nigel Farage, their new Prime Minister Boris Johnson. I'm extremely happy for them to get away from such a terrible organization. And the thing is that the European Union, and everybody thinks it's this, all these European countries standing hand in hand. Oh, how wonderful. The thing is that a lot of these countries are losing their sovereignty. So you're seeing an EU flag replacing a German flag, replacing an Italian flag, replacing the British flag. You're having a new euro currency taking over the British pound, the German franc, you know, and now they want to have a single European army to face off against Russia. And I think that was the breaking point for Nigel Farage and UKIP, the United Kingdom Independence Party, and the Brexit Party. So they finally got out of there. And I don't know if you saw the video, and I'll show this to you after, Matt. When the last speech Nigel Farage had in the EU Parliament, it was amazing. So all the British delegates are there. Nigel goes on this huge tirade, this beautiful speech about them finally, you know, leaving. They're getting their independence back, and they all break out into singing British, you know, national songs, and they're waving their British flags, and the commissioner of the EU tells them to put their flags away and to get out, which it makes a lot of sense coming from the EU. They don't want you to have your independence. They don't want you to have your sovereignty. So congratulations to them, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more countries to follow. Poland's going to follow. Hungary's going to follow. Italy's already 1 foot out the door.
Yeah,
because people are sick of the globalist crap. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's
Well, people, you know, conspiracy theorists have been saying for a very long time, and they've been told that they're crazy, that, you know, oh, well, we're heading towards a one world government. And, you know, you hear people like Alex Jones talk about things like that, and people who don't have the type of respect around the media culture and around, you know, and that sort of thing. Well, you're seeing examples of this, maybe not to the extent of, well, it's going to happen, but you see certain people who are in power that would like to see something similar to a one world government, a one world power happen. You know, you see these different types of laws being passed. You see these different types of, you know, these secretly with the EU especially is a great example. You know, it's possible. It's possible that, and they're trying to prove a point, like, hey, this is what we want to do. This is, eventually, this is how we're going to, you know, live peacefully. But ultimately, at the end of the day, without freedom, it's control. And when it comes to control, that is the exact opposite of what sovereignty is. That is the exact opposite of what, you know, you don't get a choice. And especially as just a civilian, you think these countries on their own don't get to make their own decisions. Well, the people definitely will not. And it's going to be, it would be terrible if eventually we got to that point. But thankfully, countries are starting to get smart to the point where they're like, we may be democratic, we may be very liberal-minded countries, but we see what you're trying to do here. And I'm proud of Britain, definitely, because they're very liberal,
Right.
and they're making the right move here.
Yeah, no, they're doing a tremendous job, and that's the thing too, is that, and you have to credit Donald Trump for this, because Trump was one of the first candidates recently to go against that establishment, which I was talking about, but it's inspired other countries throughout the world. I mean, you know, people have this negative connotation about nationalism. They immediately think, oh, you know, Nazis, oh, fascists. That's not necessarily what it means. Nationalism just means a strong patriotism, you know, a strong love for your country, and you should have a strong love for your country.
Absolutely.
So here's these establishment candidates. They're knocked out of the race. Trump takes over. It's inspired these other people in Europe. There's nationalists in Europe. There is, and I don't know, Matt, how close you're following the French elections when soy boy Macron won, but
No.
there was this woman.
I disassociate myself from France. Not that I was ever associated with anything French other than pastry, but I mean, literally that country is a joke. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's why there was this woman who was running. Her name was Marine Le Pen, and they called her literally the female Trump of Europe.
Pepe Le Pew.
And she was amazing. She was smart. She was beautiful. She knew what she was talking about. She stuck up for the French people. She was nationalistic in that sense that she wanted to embrace French culture, because it's important for people to love their culture and to love their country. And to appreciate it. And of course, you know, the French, I'm sure there was some election rigging which allowed Macron to win, but you have her who was a nationalist.
Was it the Russians? Was it the Russians?
People actually did think that the Russians were getting involved, because who else are you going to use a scapegoat on? But then you have other people, Viktor Orban in Hungary, who has fortified his country and saving it from, you know, troublesome migrants who, to be fair, a lot of them are doing some very terrible things in Germany. You can see it in Sweden. You can see it in the Netherlands. You have Andrzej Duda in Poland, one of the last few bastions of democracy on earth next to the United States. And look at Brazil. Jair Bolsonaro beat out the socialist candidate a year ago, 2 years ago. And already Brazil is seeing a decrease in crime and more of a love for their country. So you kind of have to credit, you know, Trump for that, for inspiring other people to finally say enough is enough, you know.
Yeah. So, in terms of the UK, in terms of, well, maybe not the UK as a whole, but in terms of
They're
Britain,
about Scotland. No one cares about them.
but in terms of Britain, hooray! Yeah, good job.
I hate that soundboard. I hate it so much.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to use this to my advantage.
Oh God.
So, let's see what else we could talk about.
Well, no, actually, I wanted to get on the. I mean, we talk a little bit about the State of the Union address.
Yeah.
We did talk about that. But I do want to talk more about the trial, the Senate trial, because it was, God, it was their last ditch effort, and they were throwing, and the sad thing is they knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but they still threw everything they could. They threw everything they could to try to get rid of this guy. And the funny thing is that they wasted so much money and resources for something that was eventually found to be not guilty on both articles. You know, you had even a lot of Democrats became disenfranchised with Pelosi's power base, because it's like, you know, here we are again, wasting our energy, wasting, you know, what could be maybe, and it, to be fair, it's not going to happen, but Nancy Pelosi wasted a lot of potential to maybe secure a victory in 2020.
Yeah.
She literally just shot herself in the foot. The whole Democratic Party shot themselves in the foot. They were already 6 feet under. They decided to dig another 6 feet because of this trial. So, were you watching the whole thing? Because I know I watched the whole thing. It was
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay.
I also have some breaking news.
Oh, what's going on?
Breaking news here tonight on Adorable Deplorables.
Does it stop?
I don't know if it stopped. Yeah, breaking news. In Iowa, because of all the issues that they had with the voting in the Democratic primary, in their caucus, what is his name?
Pete won the caucus. Buttigieg.
No, not him. The boss orders recanvass, which means a recount. So the head of the DNC is calling for a recount, basically. It's called by meaning, or by title, it's called a recanvass. Basically meaning a recount, going back, looking to make sure that everything was done properly. Why can't you do it the first time? This was a joke. This was a giant joke from the beginning. The Democratic Party is a mess. We know this. We addressed this a little bit on Tuesday, but what's that?
I don't want to interrupt this, but this is going to excite you more than this, what you're talking about. But Cleveland is finalizing a trade for Andre Drummond. All right, that's it. Okay, go ahead.
Wait.
Continue on.
Where'd you hear this?
It just popped up on ESPN. But we're not a sports show. We're a political show.
It popped up on ESPN.
Yeah, it just popped up for me on my phone.
I am not seeing that.
Yeah, literally just popped up for me.
Let me see it.
All right, hang on. Here, I'll pull it up. Finish what you were saying. About the Iowa
I want to see this.
First. This is more important. Yeah, see, I told you this would be more
This
important.
is more
than
important to
politics.
me. I'm a Cavs fan.
Let's see. Hold on.
Be pulling my leg now, Mike.
No, it actually popped up. Oh, man. Hold on.
That would be kind of cool. See an expiring deal. I think so.
Yeah, no, it literally just popped up for me, and I got rid of it. I'm sure you'll probably find it later. But yeah, so the Iowa caucus.
It's Woj just put it on
okay, you found
Twitter.
it. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. We're not winning anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't.
So what are we trading Kevin Love to the... What is this? What are we going to get this all-star team right at the end? Yeah. Oh, man. This would be hilarious. So say we keep Kevin Love and trade Tristan.
Yeah.
Is that, I guess.
That's kind of weird.
Who would we trade? Sexton? No.
That'd be dumb.
I like Drummond.
Yeah, could be good for you. So
I like him. I would keep him
yeah,
because I think he is an expiring deal,
yeah,
or he's a restricted free agent. I don't know, but
right.
I would keep him.
I mean, yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely. But yeah, you were saying about the Iowa caucus.
no, I mean they were a joke to begin with, and think about that text message I sent you the other day. Joe Biden is now Creepy Joe. He's one of your candidates. Klobuchar has no chance in hell. Yang has no chance in hell. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sanders completely gets screwed by the party, and I have no idea why. The past 2 times he's run. And Buttigieg is brand new. Nobody gets who he is. Nobody understands him, except Iowa.
Right.
He's nowhere near close in the New Hampshire polls. Sanders is winning in New Hampshire. So you think inexperience, newness, all of these things, all of these problems, this mess, this chaos, they thought that was the Republican Party in 2016, mess and chaos. No, they at least had something under their belt.
Right.
Trump ran for president before. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah,
Before
he did.
2016.
Yeah, he did.
How, with all of this chaos and this gigantic mess, and Elizabeth Warren spoke on us, this giant mess, whoever you send up there against Trump, it's going to be
It's going to be a bloodbath because I can't picture any of these Democrats having the kahunas to even go up against Trump. I mean, like I said, I really want Biden to make it, and the only reason why is because I just want to see Trump, the things he'll say in the debates, because he's got the Hunter Biden scandal, he's got the sniffing girls scandals, he bit his wife's finger at one of the rallies. Trump has so much material, and you know how Trump gets when he's, when he's fired up and ready to go.
Yeah.
It'll be hilarious. I mean, any of them would be pretty funny, but I think Biden would be the funniest one for him to go up against. There's going to be so many little sound bites that people are going to be sending back and forth to each other. It would be fantastic.
I'm looking at more trades because it's almost 3 o'clock. Sorry, but the show becomes halfway a sports show because at 3 o'clock's the NBA trading deadline, and we're big basketball fans here. We do know for sure that D'Angelo Russell was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins, and also, where is it? And also Andre Iguodala was traded to Miami. Clint Capella a couple days was traded to Atlanta as part of a 12-player deal. We know that for sure. And we're still the buzz. We're looking for Woj. Woj is our man. Drummond is an all-star. The Pistons have been shopping him, believing he would become a free agent. They would lose him. So it's basically a salary dump on us. He is the leading rebounder in all of basketball right now, Andre Drummond.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, hey, Cavs get him. Kind of interesting.
Send him to the worst team in the league. I'm sure he's really happy right now. He's going to drive 6 hours east just so he could play for a worst team. Yeah. At least the weather's 5 degrees warmer down here?
5 degrees warmer, yeah.
Oh, hot, 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 hot.
Dude, this soundboard, a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Get rid of it. Don't.
You think so?
Yeah, so I know we're getting off track big time. So going forth with the political scene, how do you think, and I think we all know how Trump's going to capitalize off this. He had his prayer breakfast this morning, and he was already cracking some jokes. He already has material. Nancy was right next to him. Pelosi was right next to him, and he didn't care. At this point, he's invincible. Seriously, he really is. He is invincible now. He was found not guilty. There is nothing you can do to stop this man. He is crazy, and he's not going to stop until he wins the White House for another 4 years, and he won't even stop then until his son takes over after him. So, how do you think Trump will capitalize off this? What do you see him doing? What do you see him doing to his base? What do you see other Republicans, other GOP members doing after this?
This is Trump right now. He's laughing at all of Congress. Okay, don't stop. Jeez, the soundboard is crazy. It says 0-0, and they're still going. There's some ghosts in here, man. And then against the Democrats. This was Trump against the Democrats.
Denied.
So that one's kind of cool. I like that one.
That was not too bad. Yeah, that's
that
kind of
was
cool.
not too bad. This is our when Nancy Pelosi opens her mouth.
Yeah, you could tell that the quality in the show goes down in the afternoon compared to us in the morning.
Remember those 5-hour energy commercials where it's like you get that 2:30 feeling?
Yeah.
And you're like,
This
You know,
is- yeah.
it's like that for us. Like,
Well, hey, it's 2:30 right now. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
2:30. Feeling with adorable deplorables at Lakeland Community College.
Correct!
Yeah, I mean, like, you know. Let's see. There's more. Do you know there's like more pages too?
Oh my god.
Yes!
I know. Like, this is great. I'm trying to see which ones are good. It's like. All right, Mike.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna say okay. So give me an accomplishment. Why are you smarter today?
Why am I smarter today?
Yeah, why are you smarter?
Because I have a lot of material to use against liberals.
Oh, good for you! And how was it?
All right. So you've been listening to Adorable Deplorables. We're gonna stop the show.
Oh man.
That's great. So, hey, so another thing what I wanted to bring up too. During the State of the Union address, when Trump was giving his speech, he made it clear, and this is where I was pretty happy, and people are gonna really hate me for this. Oh, they're gonna hate me. Trump made it clear that we have every right to appreciate God, appreciate Christianity, appreciate, you know, the spiritual world. You know, we have every right to pray and whatnot. And that made me feel good as a Catholic. That made me feel good. And the thing is people are taking it the wrong way. People are making it seem like, oh, Trump just hates all the religions. That's not the case at all. And this is the thing that bothers me, is that America has the freedom of religion. You can
Right.
practice whatever belief you want here. That's what makes this country great. However, you do have to realize that this country was founded on Christian beliefs. That's the truth. It's facts. You can look it up. This country was founded by Christian beliefs, from the Puritans when they came here, from the colonists from England. This country is settled on Christian beliefs, but that does not mean you don't have a right to practice your faith. I have a problem when people tell me that I can't practice my faith in a country that, in the amendment, literally says you have every right to practice whatever you want to believe in. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Jewish. I don't care if you're this, that, Zoroastrian, Shinto, Buddhist. I don't care if you're Mitt Romney and you think it's okay to have 15 million wives because you're Mormon. I don't care. But there becomes a problem when you tell me and the funny thing is I'm Catholic. This country isn't a Catholic. It's founded on Protestant Christian beliefs. Technically, Catholics were persecuted for a long time in America. And you know, the KKK was very against Catholics. But the thing is what's great is that me and many other people can practice whatever they want. But people are mistaking what Trump talked about at the State of the Union address, saying, oh, he truly is racist. He's this and this because he only talked about it's okay to pray, blah, 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 to God. And that's not what he meant. He was stating that you have a right to practice your belief, and so do we as a Christian country. We're letting
Right.
you come here. You can have a mosque. You can have this and this. But don't tell us that we can't have a church when we're letting you come here to escape religious persecution in your home country.
Right.
So, and I don't know if you remember this, and I'm going to bring this up, and probably not a good idea with a lot of the stuff that's going on lately around Lakeland, but I'm going to bring this up. I remember a couple years ago, and you remember, I think you were one of the first people I told, and I used to, when I was part of the clubs here, I used to decorate for Christmas. Do you remember the story I told you a while ago?
I'm starting to remember it a little bit.
Yeah, I used to decorate the door for Christmas, and I bought the tinsel. I made it look really nice.
Didn't you put up a crucifix?
No, not a crucifix. It was a cross. It was a crucifix. Okay. Yeah. So I did put up a cross on the door, and it just said Merry Christmas. It wasn't anything offensive. First of all, if you think Jesus is offensive, oh God, I hope I'll be praying for you. But I put up a cross on the door, and it just said Merry Christmas. It wasn't anything bad. It was Christmas time. It was literally the week before our Christmas break. And it didn't mean I wasn't appreciating. I was saying happy holidays to people who I knew did not celebrate,
Right.
Christmas. In fact, there's a lot of people who I knew for sure what they practiced, and I told them, based on their religion, it's a happy Hanukkah or a happy Kwanzaa. I said that just out of respect because they did it to me. They came up to me and said, "Oh, Merry Christmas," and I appreciate it. That's having a mature level of respect for each other. However, one of the advisors, and not the students, one of the administrators forced me to take that down, and I was angry. It made me mad. So I'm somebody who is, okay, either I have this or I take everything off the door. Now, if I had the chance, I would have grabbed a hammer and pried the nails out of the door hinges and took the whole door down. But I just took down everything off the door. I took all my decorations home, decorated at home. You can buy your own damn Christmas decorations. Because you know, and when I asked her, well, why? She goes, because this is offensive. And this isn't offensive. It's celebrating my holiday, my religion. I'm not saying, oh, this is only a Christian club. You're not allowed in here if you're not. That's not at all. That's not at all.
Right.
It was just, I wanted to celebrate my holiday. So when Trump had that speech at the State of the Union address and he said that, it made me feel great. Because now I don't care. You can tell me not to pray all you want. I'm still going to do it. I have my rosary in my pocket right now. I carry it with me wherever I go. Are you going to tell me I'm not allowed to have it when I walk into Lakeland? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Right.
So, you know, Trump, you say what you want about him, but he addressed a lot of really interesting things. And obviously, if you're a liberal, you still hate him. Good. I'm glad you do. Because that's in America. You have a right to hate your president.
Yeah.
You know. But for other Trump supporters out there who are quiet, because you know there's a lot. There are a lot here. And they're
very many.
They're very many.
Much.
And they're very quiet. So them listening right now, whether it's online or sitting in breakers, wherever, you know, I'm sure they're smiling to themselves because they know. I think from now on things are going to be really good. We're going to have a very fun 2020 once the debates get rolling, and once Iowa figures out what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And we see who's going to be advancing to the final stages of Survivor Democratic Party edition. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun 2020. So.
All right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Dude, you need to stop with that soundboard. You get one more. Make it count. Have Jeremiah come in here and take that thing away from you.
He wants to rip the computer off the wall. I don't think he wants to do that. That's a lot of money. We'd have to fix that. Yeah, something I want to say about that is just to add on to what you were talking about. You know, there's so much persecution within the public school system, not only in colleges but in high schools and then
right.
also in middle schools. And I think you know, I'm not one that's you know, I'm a Christian, but I'm not very open about it. And I don't really, you know, I went to a Christian school for a year down near Tampa Bay, Florida. You know, I didn't really I don't talk about it much, you know. But when it comes to, you know, seeing the public and, you know, looking at the public and the way that they treat religions and the way that they treat different people of different faiths, there's definitely a bias, you know, towards minority faiths in America, you know, definitely in the public school system. And I think, you know, yes, we should be inclusive. I think we should make other people feel comfortable, but that doesn't mean that we have to put down what is, we don't have to silence the majority. We don't have to silence what is already a great culture, you know, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Protestant, whether, you know, it doesn't mean that we should have to start silencing them, let alone treating them terribly, treating people of those faiths bad.
Right.
Yeah, but trade finalized. We got Drummond.
Nice, good job.
We sent Brandon Knight, John Henson, and a second-round pick. Brandon Knight's gone. Yes, I hated Brandon Knight.
But they really accepted that for Andre Drummond?
Yes. I'm so happy.
I can't believe they accepted that. That seems like that seems really like mean to Andre Drummond's value.
That's the best thing the Cavs have done since getting LeBron back. That's the best thing the Cavs have done, is this. I'm surprised we're keeping Love.
I'm kind of surprised. Well, they're probably going to use him later on.
Yeah, deal.
Oh, I don't know. It ends today. That's right. Trade deal ends today.
In 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes. Wow. What? Oh, that's crazy.
Anyway, what I was saying was, regardless of where you stand on the whole religion thing, because I know a lot of you, especially here in Lakeland, I know a lot of people here that go here. They hate people, like literally, they hate people who are religious. Hate them.
Oh yeah.
Wish the worst upon people who are Catholic and Protestant. They hate them. They can't stand them. It's not like they can't leave them alone. They ask all the time, "Hey, leave me alone so I can worship my, cartoon posters of Naruto, whatever." They. I don't care what you believe. Believe whatever you want. But when I say you have to respect me too, respect is a two-way street. Just like when you date somebody, respect is a two-way street. When you're friends with somebody, there's a two-way street. When you're colleagues with somebody, respect is a two-way street. There's two sides.
Right.
Two sides of respect. I'm going to show you respect if you show me respect. That's just how this goes.
Right.
And that's the whole point. You need to learn not, because trust me, we don't want to tolerate BS. We don't want to tolerate being treated poorly, but we do because that's what we're taught to do, in our faiths.
Well,
but you got to tolerate us too.
exactly. It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. And that goes for anything, not just religion. It goes for everything, really.
Yeah.
And there's this thing, I don't hate you because you're different than me. I hate you because you're telling me not to believe in what I
Right.
believe. So you can be the most fanatical member of any other religion. If you respect me, and then there's no reason for me not to respect you back.
Yeah.
But when you start threatening my religion or saying that I'm not allowed to preach this or mention God, I had a teacher at North, by the way, and Scott Fornick, if you're listening, he actually told us both. He told us.
He told
you.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told you this when we went to Panini's. We had his teacher at North, and
East Lake North. by
East
the
Lake
way.
North, yeah, East Lake North, and a kid in the class sneezed, and Scott goes, "God bless you," and the teacher flipped out. There will be no God in school. Don't say that. What the hell you mean there's no God in school? Shut your mouth. I can say all I want because you're affecting two things: my freedom of speech and my freedom of religion. So there's two things that
Yeah.
you're affecting. So
Now, hold on. And you could have also said a third one. In Arabic, Allah means God.
yeah.
So
Oh,
what
yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
what if I'm referring to Allah?
Right. Now you're offending
Now you're offending
a whole
my-
nother religion. Yeah.
Right.
you're-
So, you see what I'm saying there? So you
Yeah.
could have responded with that too. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, Scott was funny because we used to have these reading exercises, and he explained this to you. But we used to have these reading or writing exercises, and in one of them, Scott wrote about how great God was, just to spite the guy, and he never got that paper back. I'm pretty sure he threw it out. The teacher did. But again, that's you standing up for what you believe in, and you have every right to, but you also have to respect other people as well. Don't get me wrong. But that's why I really like that Trump's speech there in the State of the Union address. It really made me feel better as a Christian in this country. And it should make other people feel better too, because you do have a right to practice whatever faith you believe in. Why are you looking around like that? What's going on? Something going on out there? Good? But yeah, I've been talking the whole time. So Matt, if you have anything you want to say,
The Knicks have agreed to trade Marcus Morris to the Clippers.
let's go straight back to basketball.
I'm sorry. There's 15 minutes till the trade deadline, so I'm trying to get all this in. Oh my God!
What, another one?
Luka Doncic traded to the Toronto Raptors
Shut
for a
them out.
first-round pick.
Oh my God! Shut
No,
up.
I'm kidding.
I
But
wish.
Drummond might be cool to see.
That'd be kind of interesting, yeah.
I kind of want to go back. Like, my girlfriend comes up to me. She goes, "Hey, I want to take you to a Cavs game." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, pick a game." Well, now, okay. Like, I was going to go anyway, but, like...
Yeah, now you have a reason to.
But now they're going to actually have, like, a good player. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Gonna get a Drummond jersey?
Nah, because he
Nah,
probably won't be
it's
here
not
past
worth it.
June. But, we won't be able to pay him.
What's with his teeth? All right, no, I'm sorry. He's got a really messed up.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some messed up teeth.
God. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so listen. So here's what we learned, right? We're never.
Cannoli.
Oh, yeah. So here's what we learned: we're not, we're never having another show at 2:00. We're gonna make sure we try to keep it at 10 in the morning, where we're because this is bad. This is terrible. Jeremiah, if you're listening, I'm so sorry about this.
I'm not.
I'm not. No way. Okay, so you know what? Here's the thing. It's 2:46. We've been talking long enough. We've addressed everything we wanted. I think we should end the show.
2:46. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to go.
We gotta go.
We got to go.
All right. Thanks, Lakeland. You've been listening to Adorable Deplorables with Mike and Matt.
And me. Bye.